Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk, 8 a.m. We do it about 7 days a week ish. But it's a beautiful start to the day. You don't have to take my word for it, though. Let's take a live look outside, see what's doing. Tower Cam Network, Daytona Beach. You are looking gorgeous, aren't you? Man, oh man, the sun is shining. The Halifax is looking peaceful as can be. Let's head over to the Vehicle Assembly Building, the Kennedy Space Center, set in front of a blue sky. Man, that is a beautiful, beautiful morning. We'll continue down the shoreline and head over to Port Canaveral. It's nice, some clouds off in the distance. Yeah. Here was a problem spot yesterday. The Orlando International Airport had all kinds of delays because of the weather. Sorry about you. Sorry. Let's check the flight status board this morning. Just make sure. Really? Delays and cancellations. Interesting. Okay. Have to make sure that my file is working correctly. All right. At any rate, New Smyrna Beach. Forgot to check on you when we were at the beaches. Ooh, it's a little strong this morning. That's not a bad thing. Hey, pretty over there. Let's head over to the tourist district. See what's doing. Ooh, a little hazy out near Epcot and downtown Orlando. You can definitely see there's that little bit of haze. Not bad. Not bad at all. First warning, live Doppler radar showing some thunder showers off of the East Coast, as a matter of fact. Let's get a lightning counter on there. 46 lightning strikes in this area just off of the coastline here. See those storms there. Put a loop on it. They're not bothering us, but there's definitely some thunder and lightning around. 77 in Ocala, 80 degrees in Orlando, 75 New Smyrna Beach. Forecast today does bring in the showers and thunder showers. Once again, it's going to be an active afternoon. 50%. Look at how we're starting early again, right? 50% coverage of storms around 1 o'clock, 60% around 3 o'clock, 50% around 5 p.m. So it's going to get feisty again today. We were looking at that tower cam just a moment ago. Let me go back to it. Because it's at least worth mentioning a little bit more. So back to Spaceship Earth, okay? That one. Gotta find the right button. You see there's some haze, right? Yeah. Let's check the air quality around Central Florida because we've got some Saharan dust and you can see we're mostly good, but there is a little bit. Yeah. A little bit of an air quality situation, we'll say. Here's a look at the Saharan dust modeling, and you can see there's a ton over the ocean, but over us, there is some Saharan dust. So that's definitely playing in, okay? And just for modeling purposes, right? Like here in Central Florida, much more comes in by this weekend. So we may be talking this weekend about some air quality concerns. Just keep that in mind. Much more Saharan dust into next week as well, right? But for today, we've definitely got the feels like temperatures climbing. Then we've got the showers and thunder showers. Feels like 103 or so this afternoon. And we do have heat advisories posted for coastal Flagler County. It's going to get particularly hot up there. For example, Palm Coast, let's look at your feels like temperatures today. 108, 110. Yeah, there's that. So just keep that in mind. I know we're bouncing around quickly today, but just want to, got a lot to talk about, so we got to get it done. All right, here is a look at Futurecast today. So I see Elizabeth is asking, what's a park day possibility for today? Not the theme park, local park. Well, let's take a look at the computer model together, okay? This is the Rapid Update Futurecast. This is the version that runs every hour, okay? So you could say this is the most local, live, late-breaking version of Futurecast. All right. Now, first off, notice the haze around Orlando. Watch it kind of fading out. So I think we're going to be looking a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. All right. There's 12. You start to see these showers popping on up. Right. So there's that. Lunchtime, I think we're going to be good. But shortly after lunchtime, that's when it's going to start to get feistier and feistier, and you can see scattered showers, thunder showers around by 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And I would also add, Futurecast didn't do a great job with yesterday's rain. Like, we can agree with that, you know? Let's look at the Her model, which I think did the best job with yesterday's rain. So let's pull that up. Stand by. All right. So here's the Her model. It did a better job with yesterday. All right. So let's just kind of look. Adding in those clouds, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, right? Starting to see a sprinkle or two developing. Showers going more and more, 2, 3 o'clock. Look at that. Coverage, plenty of rain around. Pockets of heavier stuff, 3, 4 o'clock. And then kablowy. There's like the sea breeze collision, 5 p.m. Thunderstorms, very heavy rainfall around, continuing through 6 o'clock. And then 7, 8 o'clock. The rains are starting to fade. I would say that I would go with the Her model much more than the Futurecast. Futurecast is kind of struggling. And I think if I'm honest, and we'd have to go and look at, like, pull it apart, get onto the grid, become like Tron, and look at Futurecast. I would suspect it's overdoing the Saharan dust. I would suspect that's something we can look at. But I would definitely think that the Her model has a better handle on things today. We know that Futurecast kind of messed that up yesterday, and that's where I would suspect we're at, right? So today's rain chances high once again. All right, that's good. That's good. No problems there. Yeah. Um, Brian says likely because of the weather and poor driving. It took 2 hours to get from Maitland to Orange City yesterday after 6. That's not fun. Sorry, bud. Anne Marie, are you doing Tropics this morning with Jeremy? So we're going to do it, but it's not going to be this morning. I've got meetings, so we're going to try and shoot for 12. I know we're going to get into a better rhythm. I just have to train everybody that schedules me in meetings not to schedule me at 10 o'clock. We've got this little graphics project that we're working on. That's, yeah. So my apologies. But yes, we're just not going to do it at 10. We're going to try and target 12 for that. Chris says newer Floridian here, but it seems that the storms have been more evening than afternoon storms as we've been used to. Normal. People will say that it used to be you could set your clock at 3 o'clock and it would storm. There was always days where it was earlier, days where it was later. So I would say that the trend has been later this year, perhaps, but it's not like a complete pattern shift. It just kind of it's this year's just been a little bit different. Each year's always going to be a little different, and that's just kind of the way that it is. But yeah, I used to be by 2 o'clock the storms would roll in. Okay, old pappy. It was never. I mean, the patterns. I can recall growing up. I would go to this summer camp called Camp Heronwood right off Redbug Road. Loved it. And some days it would storm during camp. Some days it would storm after camp. That's my litmus test, right? Not exactly an exact science or anything, but it is what it is. So anyway, Jeannie, can we get a Campeche? Yeah. All right. So that's kind of where we're at for today. When we look at the overall setup for the next couple of days, we've thankfully got a fairly kind of normal summer's pattern. Tuesday, showers and storms. Look at tomorrow. Some slightly drier air trying to sneak in. Not noticeable, but some slightly drier air. Thursday, rain chances around. And then into this weekend, as that Saharan dust starts marching in, that Saharan dust is going to be impactful. You'll see that heat really building these next couple of days. Heat advisories, we're probably going to have to start talking about impact weather, 95, 96 degrees. Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, Frank. It's funny. My brother Frank says, "Well, you know," but I know Frank, and I know he's saying that to trigger my father's voice of the "well, you know," because that's the way our dad talked. Well, son, and when we'd make him mad, he'd silently just sit back. Well, guy was like, I mean, he's an old. I always called him old man. He's an older guy, but even when he wasn't an older guy, he acted like an old man. That's what we nicknamed him, old man. Well, you know. Oh man, Kristen, over on Facebook. How about Palm Bay area? Any storms? We seem to have a bubble around us. We hardly get anything. It's that east breeze, Kristen, that just gets you. It always pushes that sea breeze in. When we get a predominantly west wind, that can help. So let's do this then. Let's look at the HER extended because there is a bit of a pattern change next couple of days. So let's look at the extended HER model here. Stand by. All right. So this is the extended HER model because at the moment I'm not really buying Futurecast, but let's look at the pattern difference for today and tomorrow, the next couple of days. And HER high resolution rapid refresh, we've got two versions, just like Futurecast. HER will run every hour. The one I showed earlier. This is the more extended. This one runs every 3 hours, every 6 hours. I'd have to double check. But Kristen, let's look in particular. Let's look for your neighborhood for Palm Bay. All right. So for this afternoon, I mean, some showers around, but you could see the vast majority of everything's inland from you. So kablow. Nope. All right. Let's look at tomorrow. Okay. West wind though, maybe. And then I don't know that it's going to go far. Yeah, it only goes to 2 a.m. on Thursday. Maybe, maybe, could we? The hotter the air, the more of a westerly wind component. That would be better for you. So there's that. Yeah. Christy says, I remember I worked in guest relations at Hollywood Studios. The storms would come between 7 and 8 p.m. a lot. I'll never forget Phantasmic would be canceled day after day after. Yeah. Yeah. And then there was the fire. My brother Frank says, and you just knew a lecture was coming. But the lecture was in the slowest cadence possible. John says the radar dishes at all the news stations all over the USA work with HARP to control the weather. That's how they can somewhat predict the weather is going to do. The reason I read that out loud is because I just laughed at it. I've worked in weather for 22 years. If I could control it, y'all, I'd be better at it. Just gonna tell you the truth. Oh man. That's funny. Amy says, I'm feeling like Eric's dad today. Hurt your coccyx twerking at a Sweet 16 party. There's a lot to digest in that post right there, Amy. Well, is that how you say that body part? I've read it, never said it. Oh, man. Doesn't a slow lecture fall under cruel and unusual punishment? Dad would always go about things very differently. Always does. All right. So, before we get to the tropics, any questions, comments, concerns about our local forecast at all? Rain chances Wednesday, Thursday going down is going to be hot. In the words of Frank Burris, the old man, well, it's going to be hot. You're going to have to get yourself some water. Funny thing is, Dad watches Coffee Talk sometimes. So if he is right now, I could guarantee he's just, well, he's making fun of me again. Cossacks. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Thank you for always being you. Authentically you. and making fun of me all the time. All right, so that's where we're at locally. Today, storms will help to relieve the heat pressure, but Wednesday, Thursday, not so much. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the tropics, see what's doing as of the 8 a.m. tropical weather outlook. Thankfully, nothing to see here. Well, just shaking his head. The Gulf, quiet. The Caribbean, quiet. There's a little area of moisture coming off the coast of Africa. Jeannie, is your dad a real hillbilly then? It's not that he's a hillbilly. He's from Tampa, for God's sake. Although some would say. But no, he's this is just two sons making fun of their old man because that's just what you do. Okay, so yeah, off the coast of Africa, decent little wave. Not like there's a big indicator of here. Give me a minute and I'll zoom into it. You just have to do a couple tweaks on the graphic. Okay, there we go. All right, so decent little wave coming off the coast of Africa here. Not like any kind of a big indication that that's going to want to do something, but there's something there. We make fun out of love. That's right, Becca. That's right. That's right. All right, so that's about it. Otherwise, thankfully, there is no development expected in the tropics next 7 days, whether it's here, there, or anywhere. So let's look and see what the models are showing. Why does your impersonation of your dad sound like Eeyore? If my mother was still alive, I bet you she could answer that better than anyone else. um, I don't hear Frank Burris making fun of dad. Seems like the only son. Debbie, I think that my brother Frank picks on dad too. I think. Should have read our text messages yesterday. Okay. So first off, just looking here, GFS is not wanting to develop that little wave coming off the coast of Africa. Little area of low pressure in the central Atlantic this weekend. But there's that high pressure over us. And with that kind of southeasterly breeze, it's going to be warm, warm. Little tropical moisture, though, into South Florida early next week. You see that? Let me back this up a little bit. You see that right there? July 22nd. I'm not saying it's going to be anything big, but there's some lowered pressure moving over South Florida. That's funny. Jan says Tampa's no hills. That's funny. Oh, Debbie's straight up calling my brother out. Do you make fun of your dad? Oh, man. So, little something over South Florida next week. 24th, 25th. Wow, look at that high, big, big high pressure. Look at all of that high pressure over the Atlantic. Good gravy. And then look at this and back into the just some subtle low pressure around the 26th, 27th in the northern Gulf. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, look at that. Just nice and quiet. Love that site. Love that site. European, let's switch over. Bop, 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 bop. Switch over to the 0Z to let it go further. Yeah, I mean, really, really quiet. Really, really quiet. Yeah, I love this. I love this. Love this. Love this. Really nice and quiet. Y'all, just checking, but we're really nice and quiet. No complaints coming from me. Tropics, nice and quiet. Love that. Somebody had asked how many named storms we had through yesterday. I haven't looked it up yet, so let me go pull up the spreadsheet. The Phil Klotzbach spreadsheet. What have I told you about saying the Q word? Listen, I'm going to report. Y'all know I can report about the weather and it's not going to impact it. But you control the weather. No, I don't. All right, hold on. All right, what is today's date? 7/16. So 7. 16. All right, named storms. So we have 3. Through last year, we had 5 through today. So there you go. There you go. There's your answer. 3 this year, 5 last year. Frankie says, "Hello, silence, my old friend." That's too funny. So yeah, quieter than last year. A lot of Saharan dust out there. A lot of Saharan dust. One rule I have at work: never say the Q word. As long as y'all know, I can say whatever it is Mother Nature's going to do. What Mother Nature's going to do. As long as y'all know that. We all know you have the magic and powers to just hide them. You control all. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. I'll put that hurricane in Dunellen this weekend. It is Prime Day. I'll look. I just got into Audible. I know, don't judge me. Just got into Audible. I'm so excited. I'm gonna listen while I'm working in the office instead of just um, listening to random music. I'm gonna switch and listen to some audiobooks. Try to expand my mind a little bit. Becca says, if you controlled the weather, we would not have any bad storms. Let me show you this lower third that I saw. Um, that I saw from Chicago TV. This was from a television station in Chicago. Look at this lower third. Possible tornadoes almost everywhere in Chicagoland. Now, that was a significant severe weather event up in Chicagoland. But that lower third, possible tornadoes almost everywhere in Chicagoland. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. 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 That lower third is something else. So to retort the if I controlled the weather thing, I had to add that because I saw that this morning. I'm like, possible tornadoes almost everywhere in Chicagoland? No. Maybe many tornado warnings around Chicagoland? I don't know. So got into Audible. I finished, there's a book called Concord by Michael Bannister that I had just finished. Super great about the story of Concord. And I am next. This none of this crap should surprise you. The next one I just got today is called Challenger. Just came out this year. Challenger by Adam Higginbotham. I heard good things, so I'm going to read that. Can you imagine you're watching Wesh 2 and it says possible tornadoes almost everywhere? Slow. Slow it down. Can you imagine that? I get what they were trying to do, but you've got to understand the optics of what you're typing. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything? Taylor says I miss reading and I can't even hear myself think most days. Yeah, there's that. There's that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hopefully soon you will listen to a book narrated by me. Oh, is that a thing, Derek? Is that a thing? That's a non-weather person filling in last minute. Well, the weather people don't fill out the lower thirds, but also like the news people should know better. On the Weather Channel app, the headline said Chicago had a derecho. I mean, QLCS is the best way to put the type of storm system that went through there. And as a matter of fact, let me just pull up the tornado reports. We haven't done that yet. Hold on. Severe LSR. All right, give me a second. All right. Oh man, there's a lot. Okay. I'm going to, yeah, these are all the reports, all the severe weather reports. I think I'm going to turn off everything that isn't a tornado just for the moment. I'm going to turn off wind. So, not a ton of tornado reports, first off. One tornado, 2 funnel clouds, tons of wind. Conversely, Here in Central Florida, this is yesterday's reports. One funnel cloud, several wind reports. Maybe we should have put on the lower third, possible tornadoes everywhere in Central Florida. Oh, I like that. That's got a nice ring to it. Derek Ashley. I like that. Oh, that's so cool. I'm a narrator and voice actor. That's fun. That's fun. I like that. Eric's book would be named Campeche. His next book would be named Fundy. Jesus, Mike. Oh, boy. So there you go. Nasty weather. Not a ton of tornado reports up there, but lots and lots and lots and lots of wind reports. Um, how about that lower third? One more time. Just because. I've never seen a lower third look like that. I'm gonna let me bring it full screen again for you all to for your what? That's something else. That's a way to scare the crap out of people. Our job is to inform, not scare, y'all. All right. So, rain chances going down, temperatures going up. That's where we're at. I can't believe they did that. I just, yeah. And the thing is, I don't even know that it's hype as much as it's just like there's a lot happening and that you're not used to it. And so you just type something and you don't even think about it. And, I don't know. We don't know the story. But if I saw that, I'll just be honest with you, if I was on TV at Wesh and I saw that, I think I would say something like, hey, let's get that off the lower third. That's not quite the message we're trying to put out there. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know Tony would do the same thing. Just putting that out there. All right. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? I have so many meetings this morning. So I'm going to run in a couple of minutes. All right. Do we sound good? Do we look good? I'm going to try to throw together some tracking the tropics around noon today with Jeremy. Jeremy's mad at me. Not really, but he's mad at me um, that I can't do 10 today. I get it. Meeting was scheduled. I did not have any input in it. So um, trying for noon today. All right. Sound good? All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see y'all around noon today. Sound good? Stay cool. It's going to be hot as insert random word here. All right? All right, be good. Take care.